What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. So in just a couple of hours after this video goes up, the Xbox Games Showcase will take place. I will be live streaming it right here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Going live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, so about half an hour before the main show starts. There is a pre-show, and maybe we'll tune into that as well as we kind of hang out and maybe make a few last-minute predictions, but hoping for Halo Infinite, of course, being shown off with full gameplay and some other big surprises there. Should be a lot of fun. Today, though, we have to go over a few things, which includes that Xbox Series X, as it may have had its release date leaked online, and by a surprising source, we'll say. Also, the PlayStation Network and the Nintendo Switch eShop are in full swing with big summer sales right now, and I figured we'd go over a few of them just in case you wanted to pick up, let's be honest, more games for your backlog. As always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. And if you're brand new here, hit the red subscribe button down below as we head towards 500,000 subscribers. And we're going to start today with Analogue. Now, if you remember, a while ago, actually what feels like forever ago now, but last October, we had that Analogue Pocket revealed, and it was pretty cool. Like, they showed it, and I was very excited because it is Analogue taking a shot at not only just a Game Boy, but like the Game Boy Color, Advance, Neo Geo, all of this stuff, right? They were just gonna go after everything, and it had a dock, so you can plug it into your TV, and of course, Analogue doing FPGA, it was probably going to be, I'd say, a very quality experience overall. The problem is, after they announced it, they kind of went quiet with information, at least until pretty recently. You can see this on Twitter here. It says July 27th, 2020, 8 a.m. Pacific time. That was posted by Analogue yesterday, and all we can assume at this point is that it's something to do with the Analogue Pocket, and I really hope that means that they will have information on release date and pre-orders. That's the biggest thing. Pre-orders for this will probably be necessary, as they will most likely sell out of these pretty quickly. Like, seriously, if you want an Analogue Pocket, you're probably going to have to pre-order it, and just make sure you're in line for it at that point, because I think it won't take long. There's a lot of hype around this. It's a really cool looking Game Boy alternative. So we'll keep an eye out, and I'll keep you guys up to date on this. Just look forward to that July 27th. Also, Nintendo's been working to add more and more value to their Nintendo Online service. They've said so much during investors' calls. They're looking for avenues to add additional things to what's already there, specifically the Super Nintendo and Nintendo games. One thing they have been trying are game trials, and it looks like they have announced another one. If you remember, we had one for Mario Tennis Aces. I specifically remember that one because it actually seemed to jump up some conversation or spike some conversation around it again after being kind of quiet for a bit. But now you can see here, it says the fight rages on. Nintendo Switch Online members will be able to experience the full Pokemon fighting game Pokken Tournament DX from July 29th until August 4th at 11:59 p.m. And you can also pre-download it, which is good because the Nintendo shop, the eShop, can take a little while to download things at times, and I can see Pokken taking a bit. Here's the thing, though. That game is kind of old at this point, right? Like, it came out a while ago in the Switch's life. I know Nintendo is trying to figure out ways, like I said before, to add value. It is weird to just do a week-long game trial. I think with Mario Tennis Aces, they also gave you a discount with it, but they're very close to doing what Sony does with PlayStation Plus and with what Microsoft does with Xbox Live Gold, where they just give you the rights to the game digitally as long as you claim it within that month of that game being up on PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold or Games with Gold. The problem is Nintendo doesn't quite want to go all the way with it, and it's just a week-long trial. At least at that point, you'll either be able to beat the game in a week, or you can figure out if you like it enough to buy it and continue on. But there you go, Pokken Tournament just at the end of this month. Oh, and we just had that Ubisoft Forward event, of course, where they showed off Watch Dogs Legion and Assassin's Creed, and it didn't go over the best. It was kind of, I don't know, kind of an okay presentation. Nothing really big or surprising, but in an investor's call yesterday, they said the overall viewership was great. It broke records for them, and they're looking to do the next Ubisoft Forward live stream event in September. And since we already know about Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs Legion as their holiday games this year, I would assume that their September event for Ubisoft Forward would mostly be focusing on games for the early part of next year, which I would assume at least includes Gods and Monsters, right? I don't know if Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be there, but that should be an event that will have surprises, okay? Because like Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, we've already seen gameplay pretty much for both of them. Well, Assassin's Creed leaked out, but you get what I'm saying. There weren't really anything big surprises, nothing like that. So I'm hoping that their September show can do a bit more. And guys, with some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. We're gonna start right away with this Xbox Series X potential launch date that seemed to be kind of leaked out. It was an interesting situation because I wouldn't have expected that it would have been a Yakuza game that would be possibly leaking out an Xbox Series X launch date. The thing is, the date makes sense, and that's what really caught me off guard. Sometimes I'll hear about a launch date and it's like, oh, it's a Tuesday, or it's a Wednesday, or it's a Saturday. It's like, well, no, but if it's a Friday, then you kind of sit back and go, I mean, maybe. So this is what happened. Yakuza Like a Dragon is coming out this holiday. That's something we've already known about, of course. Microsoft, strangely, was the one that showed it at their event. It's weird because I always think of Sony and the PlayStation and Yakuza, right, together. Almost seems like Microsoft might be getting some of that support from Sega, but it looks like Yakuza Like a Dragon will be going to PS5 later than the Series X. That's right. For next gen, it's going to show up on the Series X first. IGN reported this. It's also going to be coming out alongside of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One version, and it seems PC. And in order for the PS4 to upgrade to the PS5, that seems to be something they're still working out. So we'll see how all of that goes down there. But after this had come out, it's seen that the Microsoft Store, according to Nibble, had leaked out the release date of November 13th. And in that IGN article, some of the information that showed up was that it would be part of the launch lineup, or it would launch with the Series X. It was a strange set of wording, and we're still not 100% sure on it. But, I mean, if you look at November, I said most likely it'll be one of 3 weeks in November, obviously, because you get to the end of November, and you're probably not going to launch the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. You're certainly not going to launch on Thanksgiving like it was originally said on their website by accident. I don't even think you touch that week at all, and then you definitely don't wait till after that, because then you're into December. So most likely, if you're going to launch on a Friday, it'll be the 6th, the 13th, or the 20th. And that's why this is so interesting, because it very well could be the release date. Now, this also could come out but after the Series X. So let's say the Series X launched on the 6th. Yakuza Like a Dragon could drop on the 13th and you could still pick it up. That would still be part of, I guess you could say, its launch window, right? I mean, it's like a week after or something. Keep in mind, Cyberpunk would then come out like the week after the Series X then, and I would assume that PS5 will launch the prior week or the week after, so either the 6th or the 20th. I'm thinking Fridays for both of them, and it's very weird for me, by the way, to see that this holiday, if you want Yakuza Like a Dragon for next gen, you're going to be playing it on a Series X, not on a PlayStation console or PlayStation 5. You can still play it on the PS4, but what happened here? Did Microsoft really go to Sega and work all this out? I mean, it's even going to have an English dub for Yakuza Like a Dragon, which people were very excited for, but I don't know, it seems odd. It does seem like Microsoft made some backroom deals here to kind of pull Yakuza towards the Xbox, and we'll see how all of that works out this holiday. But hey, November 13th, keep that in mind, because you never know when Microsoft will announce that release date for the Series X. Next up, let's talk about the PlayStation Network and the eShop, as both of them have several sales going on. The PlayStation Store, however, launched a very big sale. Their summer game sale that is active now just started up yesterday and will run all the way until August 19th. And there is a lot there, and some of the stuff is marked heavy in terms of deep discounts. Like seriously, we have a lot. We're talking 60%, 70% off, a lot of stuff there to go over. I made a list, but you can also check the link down below in the sources to just jump right to the store page where all of the deals are. The eShop also has had several sales kind of stack up, and we'll go over some of those as well. But let's start with the PlayStation Network sales. And again, I marked a few down here. So Doom, for example, is 70% off. That is Doom 2016. But again, you're probably looking at these sales to build some of your backlog up, or maybe just find a cheap game that you missed out on before. That's where these sales really, really shine. Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive Edition, 75% off at $4.99. I know Metal Gear Solid 5 was kind of this divisive game overall with the fans of Metal Gear, but it's still a quality game and you could spend quite a bit of time playing through it. And then we also have Blasphemous, which is an awesome 2D style kind of dark Souls-ish game at $12.49. That's 50% off. Maneater is 25% off, and I did like Maneater. I thought it was just a touch too expensive at $40. I kept saying, I think this is a good $30 game, and here it is now at $30 with the 25% off. And then we also have Resident Evil 2, which if you have not played Resident Evil 2 Remake, here's a great chance to pick it up at $20. That is half off. Phenomenal game. I probably don't have to say much more about it, as we've talked about this game for years now. Persona 5 Royal is 25% off at $44.99. That is a very good value for a game that will last you easily hundreds of hours there. And then Shenmue 3, which has been it's been definitely chewed up in some of the reviews, but it's still Shenmue, and I'm sure there are still some people who would want to try it out. $20.99 with 65% off. But I have to say, looking through it, there's a lot of stuff on sale there. Even Star Wars Fallen Order is on sale, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is half off as well. So go through it. I think like 20 bucks even will get you quite a bit of value out of these different sales here. Again, it's going to run to August 19th, so you have a bit of time. Definitely want to do some window shopping first to kind of see what everything will add up to, but a lot of stuff there for your backlog. Now moving over to the eShop, they have several different sections broken down for different companies, of course, and you can see some of them here. But I did also make a little bit of a list here with Diablo 3 being half off at $30. That's pretty good. Overwatch also being half off. You're going to see a lot of the Blizzard games being marked 50% or more off. Spyro, the Spyro trilogy, which at 20 bucks is a steal. Same with Crash Insane trilogy at $20. Now, Capcom's also having a bunch of games on sale, but I did spot Dragon's Dogma at $14.99, which if you have not played Dragon's Dogma, another very, very good action RPG style game. And it's, of course, getting a Netflix series as well. So not a bad time to pick up that game and kind of get interested or maybe invest in some of the lore for that series. And then we also have Yooka-Laylee: The Impossible Lair, which is a very good it's a 2D game, 2D style game from them, but it also has like this overworld kind of map. It's definitely an awesome 2D platforming game, and I would say it's probably better than just Yooka-Laylee, as that game had some pretty substantial faults at times. Impossible Lair is a much better game from Playtonic there. Disgaea 1 Complete is half off at $24.99, ton of value on that one. And then there's one other game that I keep looking at. It is 40% off now with Destiny Connect. I don't really know much about that game, and I keep looking at it. I am interested, but someone in the comments down below, let me know if Destiny Connect is actually any good, because like I said, I just see it here and there, and I'm not 100% sure if it's worth picking up, but now it's getting close to $20, and I'm like, it's almost impulse, buy territory, so we'll see there. But not bad for the eShop. A lot of stuff on sale for that one as well, and again, there's a link down below if you want to just jump to their sales page and check things out. But always good to have summer game sales. I like the summer game sales and I like the winter game sales because usually you can stack a lot of stuff up and get it pretty cheap. And in our last bit of news, guys, let's take a look at that Halo Infinite cover art. Yes, they released it yesterday on Twitter. It was a very high resolution image. They also released several wallpaper images, so different aspect ratios, different resolutions to match different backgrounds on your PC, your tablet, your phone. But take a look at this. It looks good. Yes, this is obviously a callback to Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox. If you take a look at that cover art, very, very similar. This one is a bit cleaner, I would say, less going on in the background, but you still see the landscape, of course, and that ring extending up and out into the distance there. Looks fantastic. Very, very happy they went with a more of a minimalistic cover art here. Of course, we'll get that optimized for Xbox Series X sticker, I'm sure, right over the front of it, and then we'll have the green bar at the top. So I'm glad they at least released this version before they start to add all of that stuff on top of it. But there were a few things people pointed out. For example, on his arm, it does appear that something resembling a grappling hook is there. It could, as some have pointed out, also be some other kind of weapon, whether it's an energy sword or something. There's a lot we don't know about this game right now. And if you look in his visor, you can see a certain enemy, we'll say, that kind of calls back to that bit of that audio tape that was released on Twitter, and again, calls back to the Halo Wars 2 campaign. I'm sure some of you out there know what I'm talking about with that one, but looking forward to it today. Hopefully, there is quite a bit of campaign gameplay, as they've said. I'm hoping for at least 10 minutes, a solid walkthrough of like half a level or something, showcasing some of the different features and the direction of this game. So at least so far, things are looking pretty good here, starting with that cover art. And we'll finish up with the comment of the day, as you're seeing here. This is from Alex saying, if Microsoft and Samsung do a deal to put xCloud on a smartphone natively, how long before it starts to come bundled on their smart TVs as well? Given how popular Samsung is as a brand for both phones and TVs worldwide, this could be a huge win for Microsoft if true, especially if, as suggested, they were to give away a trial to xCloud and a discounted controller as part of the package. Yeah, so xCloud, of course, is an app as long as you have a basic processor equipped with whether it's a smart TV or your phone or your tablet. It should be able to work because it's just streaming back and forth for information in the game. And this is interesting how you're pointing this out. Let's say Samsung does cut that deal and all of their TVs that are able to run that just come with an xCloud app already installed. That would immediately give Microsoft potential to have that person who buys that TV to go through it and say, oh, what's this? xCloud. Maybe I'll try that out. Maybe we get to a point where if you buy a Samsung TV, you get a coupon or you just get a controller in store. The coupon, of course, could allow you to redeem so that they ship you a controller. There's a lot of interesting things there. And then all of a sudden they could have you as a customer when all you were doing before was buying a TV. That's how I think Microsoft is working to bump up to that 2 billion gamer mark that Phil Spencer had remarked before years ago. They don't just want to go after people who have consoles. They want to figure out a way onto your phones and TVs and all of this, and we'll see how this strategy works out, but you're definitely onto something there. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. Enjoyed this video, guys? Hit that like button, really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it is that Xbox Series X November 13th supposed release date. Do you think that's correct? It's a Friday, second weekend in November. It sounds right to me. But what if they went a week before or a week after? What if they found their way into October? A lot of things to think about there. Give me your best guesses down below. Maybe they could even tell us about the Series X release date soonish. We'll see there. And then what do you think about some of the sales for the PlayStation Network and the eShop? Help each other out in the comments and point out some other really good sales over there. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.